Yeah, I remember when he was recording the record, we was in the studio, and then he stopped, and we was in the control room area. He said, "Yo, this is what I'm gonna do. I got this fight scene that I want to create." He said, "This is what we gonna do. We all gonna go in the booth." He said, "Everybody just grab a chair, a pole, or something. Just grab something. Just throw everything around and make noise." I was
Wow.
like, "All right." So we did that. It was throwing chairs, whatever, mic stands, whatever was in there, a
How
box.
many? How many people?
It was me, him, and Junior Mafia, some of these people that he had in the studio. Altogether, it's probably about 9, 10 or more of us in the booth. And if you listen to that fight scene in the song, you hear this one dude in the background with a low, deep voice saying, "Yo, what happened to the music? What happened to the music?" That was me.
A fucking fight broke out. Yo, chill, man, chill. Can't we just all get them?
What happened to the music?
Yo,
I heard
I
it.
hear it. I heard it.
What happened to the
That
music?
shit's mind
Happened
blowing.
to the music.
To the music.
Hey,
What happened to the
and that
music?
yo chill, that was sampled. Busta sampled that with that
Oh,
Calm
really?
Down record. That yo chill, man, chill. With Calm
Okay.
Down with
Sure
Eminem
did.
and Buzz.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Eminem. Yep,
yeah.
exactly.
That's crazy. I'm gonna add that in the Spotify. So that's funny.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, sir.
I was wondering when he did that, the object in the club is to dance and keep the beat going. I was like, how's people gonna be responding to that the way he's going? He's interrupting the beat, but in the club, it worked. People wait till that beat come back in, and then they be jumping. It worked. He had an idea. It worked.
Did anyone get hurt when you guys were doing that?
Nah, no. It was just fun in there in the booth. We was just making noise. It was more than what it sounded like.
Oh man, you guys should have recorded that, man, on video. That would have been dope to see.
I wish we did. Somebody might have it. I don't know.
How many takes did you do it in?
One or two. I don't remember him spending a lot of time in there doing that. We just went in and just did it. It came out.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I was fooling around with a jazz sample. And I came up with that. And I remember when I made this beat, I don't know why I felt like the drums wasn't enough, like maybe they wasn't hard enough. But when I took it to the studio, I remember Big was like, no, just leave it like that. Just leave it like that. The beat was done before I had the concept for the hook.
Oh, so that was your idea, the hook.
Yeah, I had the beat done before the concept for the hook. I used to drive this green Acura in the early 90s, and that's when Biggie and Junior Mafia, they used to be out on the app just doing their thing. And I came around with the beat, and I told Big, I said, because he was looking for a beat for this song, for the soundtrack. I came around with the car, and he was out there on Fulton Street, under the awning, standing in front of the bodega. He pulled up, came over the car, said, yo, jump in, I want to play you something. So I played him the beat, and I had the idea. I was telling him, I said, yo, I got an idea, something. I'm going to try it. I'm going to put it on this, and I'm going to bring it back to you. And he heard it, and he loved it, and used it. What's ironic about what Biggie said in his lyrics is The Last Poets was speaking, saying, basically, us as Black people, get your stuff together, man. Get your life together. You got to do more. All you love to do is party, and Biggie was ironic of that. He talked about the partying and bullshit. I was like, how is this going to be received? But it was received well. What I'm trying to say is Biggie's message was ironic and exact flip side of what the Last Poets, were talking about.
Did you ever?
He flipped it, inverted it.
Did you ever, either yourself or Biggie, get to have a conversation with the Last Poets about how you guys flipped it, and how did they feel about it?
I never really got a chance to find that out personally, how they felt. I don't know.
Right. It's interesting because I mean, of course, I love the song, right?
They do know that it was used, but their personal feelings about how it was used, I don't know.
Going back to the what you were saying regarding what the Last Poets was saying, right? Basically trying to get people to get up and revolutionize, make some change, and how Biggie was talking about party and shit. That actually reminded me of something. Are you familiar with an artist called Fela Kuti? I'm sure you definitely are. You know who Fela Kuti is, right? Of course.
Who?
Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti.
Oh yeah, Fela
Kuti. Yeah. So he's like the Nigerian version of like Gil Scott-Heron, the Last Poets, right? And it got me thinking because everyone knows who Burna Boy is, because Burna Boy does a similar thing with Fela's music. He uses the political lyrics within his music, and he kind of changes the meaning of it to something a bit more laid back, more of like a party type of vibe in his music. And he's been criticized for doing that, right? For
inverting.
Taking something that
inverting it.
Yeah. So
down.
Yeah. So taking something that was actually serious to something very relaxed and playful, and then people criticize him and saying, if you're gonna have a platform, if you're gonna use his music, you should be using it for the purpose that it was intended for. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, what do you think about the claims that people make that artists should use their platform in a political way to revolutionize change, in the same way that the Last Poets have done?
In the beginning, it was kind of like optional. It wasn't never ever a thing where a mainstay thing, or like we had to do that. It's just artists that just happen to use their platform to do that. Public Enemy, maybe not in the beginning, Criminal Minded, but after the passing and the murder of his partner Scott LaRock, KRS-One, He's using the platform for the betterment of his people and being, more cautious and careful about everything that he's speaking, and hopefully what he's speaking is reaching the community and can affect them in a positive way. That was optional. You always had, just like any genre of music, you always had all different facets of it. You got in the beginning when hip hop first started, the first records that made it onto vinyl, records that we could say are now records and not just those tapes they was making in the park. Namely, a couple of the first records that ended up being made, Super Rapping by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Christmas Rapping by Curtis Blow, Spoonin' Rap by Spoonie G, Rapper's Delight. These were all party records. It wasn't until, what was that?
The Message?
I was going to say that.
I knew it.
It wasn't those other records I just said, they were like 1979 and 1980, but 2 years later, it took Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five to come with the message to create this whole other new genre. That's what they was calling it, if you want to, reality rap. And that changed everybody's mind and gave everybody the idea like, oh, wait a minute. We don't have to always rhyme about partying and because don't get me twisted. Back then, we could criticize rap today, but back then, I'm talking about before hip hop made it on to records. Man, the rappers they was back then they was rhyming about coke getting sniffed out, whatever, or they had their little stuff in the records. They had their little stuff in the records too. No part of and no era of hip hop has ever been innocent like that. But like any other music, is a vehicle for expression. Just all according to who chose to say what. In '82, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five inspired what we called reality rap. Today, we would call that conscious. You know? And then as time goes on, what you got? Much later, in the early 90s, whatever they still calling it, boom bap. Then you got now, or over the last 10, 15 years, trap, drill. What was the thing Little John was doing? They were calling that crunk.
Crunk, yeah.
So it's taking on major different forms and shapes. And on top, the lyrical content, the lyrical layer is constantly changed. But rap is the definition of rap. First of all, I'm saying rap because rap is the verb of hip hop. Hip hop is the noun. Hip hop is the noun and rap is the verb. Hip hop is the car. Rap sits in the seat or either drives it or either sits in the back seat. But hip hop is the car. It's the vehicle. Rap is the verb. You understand what I'm saying? And along the way, we've all chosen to use that platform to speak about different things.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
It wouldn't be balanced, I guess, if everybody was rhyming about political or quote unquote conscious stuff. I don't think it would be well balanced. Hip hop never ever was meant to be one single thing. Even for what the musical structure of it is and how it's comprised. And this goes all the way back to, again, the Grandmaster Flashes, the Jazzy J's, the DJ Breakout, Grand Wizard Theodore. When they cut breaks, they didn't say, oh no, I'm only going to cut soul breaks. Take Me to the Mardi Gras and Nautilus by Bob James. That's jazz. The Big Beat by Billy Squier. Keep Your Distance. And The Mexican from Babe Ruth. That's rock. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
Yeah. Different Strokes by Syl Johnson. Mr. Big Stuff with Gene Knight on Stax Records. That's soul. So just like the lyrical layer on top, the music has always been diverse too. You know? What is hip hop? Hip hop is everything, man.
Yes.
Hip hop is whatever you want to say and whatever you want to play.
We're going to move on to song number 7. Remember, we've got 15 songs, right? So anybody that didn't get to ask a question for the song we just played, save it for the next one, right? Okay, so this is where are my notes? What year is this? I think this is 93. I'm not sure. I'm gonna play the sample. Where is it?